Who's ready for Berg Family Game Night?
Yay! Okay, Steven, since it's your first time playing Monopoly, you can go first.
Okay, here I go.
We can see him! Nobody roll!
What's going on?
This must be some sort of a mistake. We're only playing a game.
Thought you could get away with it, huh?
Get away with what?
How old is your son?
I don't understand.
How old is your son?
He's 7.
What part of age is 8 and up? Don't you understand?
Who are you?
Hasbro Gaming Enforcement Agency.
What? Is that really necessary?
Underage gaming is a serious offense, sir.
Our son turns 8 in 2 weeks.
Does the box say ages 7 years, 351 days, and up?
Okay, all right, we'll play a different game.
Oh, not so fast. We've been tracking your gaming habits for months.
What?
How many people are playing in this game of Yahtzee?
I don't know, like 7?
2 to 6 players. Are you illiterate or can you just not read?
Are those my options?
You have completely disregarded the laws that govern gaming society. At 6 players, people are like, this game has taken a while, but I'm still having fun. At 7, people are begging for the sweet release of death.
Isn't that a little dramatic?
Is it? Mister, I take forever to play one game of Battleship?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Gameplay, 15 to 45 minutes, and you took 3 hours.
It takes a lot of strategy.
Actual wars have taken less time.
So help me, if you start spreading rumors that game takes more than 45 minutes, I will sink your battleship.
I don't know what that means.
Life! I will sink your life!
All right, okay, just calm down. I promise from now on we'll abide by every age limit, player allotment, and suggested gaming time.
Good. Gentlemen, I believe our work here is... Why is there a 500 on the center of the board?
It's for when someone lands on free parking. It's our house rule.
House rules, huh? Well, congratulations. Your son now has permission to play Monopoly. Because he just became man of the house.
What?
Trust us, Hasbro Prison ain't no Candyland. Candyland is Candyland.
And let's just watch Netflix like every other family. I'm so sorry.
So we all can see those guys were a little too strict when it comes to who can play Monopoly and who can't. But I wonder if that's how many of us view being a part of the church. As long as you follow the rules, as long as you act like you're supposed to, then you can be a part. You can play the game. But if you don't, then you don't belong. Here's what I mean. Most of us all have a picture in our mind of what church people look like. People who are polite and do all the right things, who read their Bibles and never say cuss words or get in trouble at school or argue with their parents and so on and so on. And we wouldn't say it out loud, but there are many of us who actually end up thinking, well, people who don't look like that, they don't really fit in at church. They don't fit in with Jesus and his people. But do you think that that's what Jesus had in mind when he started the church? I don't think so. In fact, when Jesus was on the earth teaching and doing miracles, he had a group of close followers, and one of these followers was a guy named Matthew. And before Matthew followed Jesus, he was a tax collector. And I know that doesn't mean much to us today, but in Jesus' day, tax collectors were the worst of the worst. I mean, they were in a class all their own. People would talk about the bad people, they would call them sinners, and then tax collectors. So you've got the murderers and the people who cheat on their spouse and the thieves and the criminals, and then you've got tax collectors, traitors to their own people, guys who steal money from the poor to give to the rich Romans. Tax collectors were the worst. And one day Jesus meets Matthew and he says, hey, I want you to follow me. So Matthew does. And he's so excited that Jesus would want him, a tax collector, that he throws a party. And he invites all his sinner and tax collector friends to a party with Jesus so they can know him. But while they're having this party, a group of church people show up and see Jesus with these sinners and tax collectors. And they say to Jesus' followers, why does your teacher eat with such scum? Doesn't he know who these people are? Doesn't he know what they've done? Doesn't he get that they don't fit in with us? They're not God's kind of people. But look at what Jesus says. Healthy people don't need a doctor. Sick people do. Jesus is saying, I'm not here for people who think they've got life all figured out and they're completely healthy. I'm not here for the church people. I'm here for the people at this party. The people who realize they're sick and that they need help. Jesus is saying, God doesn't separate people into groups, church people and non-church people. At my church, among my people, everyone is welcome. No matter what you've done, how you live, what you believe, everyone gets the chance to meet Jesus because no one is perfect. None of us are completely healthy. All of us make mistakes. All of us mess it up, and all of us need Jesus. And that's the kind of church Community Christian is. A church where everyone is welcome because we all need Jesus. So today, talk in your groups about what it means to be a church where everyone is welcome